Her feet pounded on the cracked stone slabs. Daylight glimmered enticingly around the half-open door, maybe 10 yards ahead, but the pursuit sounded closer. "I've got to make it. 16 is too young to die." Her foot caught on a broken pavement. She crashed into the rough stone wall. A moment later, she heard a thud behind her. Who is she? Why is she running? What was that thud? There's only one way to find out. Read Storm Approaching. It's the start of a great adventure. Hello, I'm Brian Libby. This simple video is aimed at enticing you to buy and read this novel, in the hope that you'll like it and will continue reading the subsequent 3 volumes of the Mercenaries series. I hope you will do this because I wrote them. Storm Approaching is a fantasy adventure novel set in a world whose society resembles that of the Middle Ages, the late Middle Ages, but which has not discovered gunpowder. The central character is Andiriel, a young woman brought up in an imperial orphanage. After years at the Institute for the Salvation of the Homeless, Andiriel longs for adventure. Befriended by a knight of the illustrious Sovereign Order, she enters the Order's auxiliary service and finds herself on a strange mission leading to a challenging future in a job she hardly expects. Storm Approaching is a self-published book. If you are conversant with the popular reputation of such books and have not yet turned off the video, you may have just exclaimed something like, "Ick! Pooh! It must be a frightful mess, replete with grammatical gaffes, syntactical solecisms, and every sign of authorial incompetence." If it were any good, the author would have found a fine agent for it. Well, the author did find a fine agent for Storm Approaching, an agent at a major firm on Fifth Avenue in New York City, who represents several illustrious fantasy authors, but alas, even fine agents do not invariably succeed, so I decided to publish it myself. I cannot guarantee, of course, that you will like Storm Approaching, but I can guarantee it is competently written. You will not be offended by dangling participles, run-on sentences, misplaced modifiers, or any other evidence of semi-literacy. I'm even careful about proper use of which and that. New authors are told that their books should not repeat well-worn tropes. Accordingly, the Mercenary series is warranted to be free of ingredients known to harm originality in contemporary speculative fiction. It contains no magical swords, spears, rings, orbs, wands, gems, or similar baubles. There are no elves, dwarfs, gnomes, vampires, zombies, golems, imps, or analogous bugbears. No orphans or mislaid children are the rightful heirs of kings. Nobody discovers hidden magical powers. Dead people stay that way. And there is not a Dark Lord, a Chosen One, or a single prophecy in sight. There is, however, a cute little fox. Military matters are mostly covered from an operational, that is, a regimental level, the emphasis being on tactics, not blood and gore. The book is, one might say, mostly rated PG. No effort is made to horrify or titillate the reader. If you want to be horrified or titillated, there is no lack of such fantasy books. You know the ones I mean. To sum it up, no magic swords or mighty rings, no orphans who are really kings, no elves or dwarfs or prophecies, no ghouls or vampires, if you please. A mercenary regiment. Its men and women where it's sent, its training, tactics, work, and play, a growing threat, still far away. That's Storm Approaching. Kindly look at this intriguing little book. Perhaps I should include a little biographical information. I am a recently retired prep school teacher of European and ancient history. I have degrees from Johns Hopkins and Purdue. My doctoral fields are military and diplomatic and modern German history, which go together very nicely. I have attempted to use this knowledge in the Mercenary series, which is essentially about war and diplomacy. If all this has piqued your interest, please take a look at my blog. The address is below, where you will find lots of information, excerpts from most of my books, and many humorous and satirical essays on various topics, especially secondary education. for your diversion and your entertainment, and of course, By Storm Approaching, which is available at Amazon and can be ordered like any other book. It is on Kindle and Nook, as well as in soft cover. Move the halberdiers forward with their right side, up flank, about 200 yards from the north edge of the woods, she said. Advance until you find this hill Major Jevelis is on. Then halt our right, near the hill, and swing the left in on it. She illustrated with her hands. We can trap the enemy between the halberdiers and Loreg's troops. Thomas, send 25 archers with the halberdiers. You go with the rest along the north edge of the trees, then turn south into the woods and find Loreg. Get up the hill. I'll join you there. She paused. Does that make sense? Commander, if the enemy is at the base of the hill, we can push him back quicker if we lead with our right instead of stopping and waiting for the left to move in, said a sergeant. And Diriel's face took on a bleak look that it had last worn at Arlen Natson's house. I don't want to drive them back, she said very distinctly. I want to annihilate them. Fighting us means death, today and forever. Thank you for listening, and as they say in the Pelican's Mercenary Regiment, good luck and good loot.